Hello everyone, good day. On behalf of AC Tourists, I'd like to welcome you all to Top 5 Heritage Sites of Asia, North and South America. My name is Anne Michelle and I will be your tour guide for today. But before we officially start, are you all excited? Right now, I'd like to discuss some briefly and safety precautions. I have here a whistle. If you hear me whistle once, that means we are going to line up in front of the bus because we're heading to our next destination. Second, I have with me a flag that I will raise to indicate that I am here. And lastly, I also have here a medicine kit. In case of emergency, don't hesitate to approach me because I will be very glad to attend your need. Now please make sure your seat is comfortable and ask you to remain seated until we reach our next destination. So I can see the excitement in your eyes already. So what are we waiting for? Let's go! So our first destination is Asia. Our first stop is the rice terraces of Philippine Cordillera located in the Philippines. Located in the Cordillera region of northern Luzon. These spectacular rice terraces were carved into the mountainside over 2,000 years ago by the Ifugao people. The stone and the mud terraces feature complicated engineering systems that harvest waters from the mountaintops. Knowledge of the rice terraces has been passed down from generation to generation for centuries, and to this day, rice seeds are placed in the fields to fend off malignant spirits. The second stop, the Great Wall of China. Measuring over 20 kilometers, the Great Wall was built from the 3rd century BC to the 17th century to defend numerous Chinese empires from the invaders from the north. It comprises a number of fortifications made of earth, wood, brick, and stones, including walls, fortresses, watchtowers, horse tracks, and passes. Not only the wall protected the country from the conquerors, but it also preserved Chinese culture and traditions. Historic monument of ancient Kyoto, Japan. The imperial capital of Japan from 794 AD until the 19th century, Kyoto was the center of Japanese culture and a thousand of years. Religious and secular architecture flourished between the 8th and 17th century, while its garden designs influenced countries around the world from the 19th century. The city is characterized by traditional Japanese wooden architecture and beautiful Japanese gardens, and is home to impressive Buddhist temples, grand palaces, and state-of-the-art museums. Golden Temple of Dambulla, Sri Lanka. Located in central Sri Lanka, this cave monastery is the island's largest and best preserved. Its 5 sanctuaries are nestled around under the tower rock and embellished with statues and religious murals depicting Buddhist scene. It has been a pilgrim site since the 1st century BC. The tropical rainforest heritage of Sumatra, Indonesia, comprising 3 national parks and covering a total area of over 2 million hectares, Sumatra Tropical Rainforest harbors a spectacular array of flora and fauna, including 10 species of plant, 201 mammal species, and over 550 species of bird. The park's awe-inspiring landscape includes caves, tumbling waterfalls, glacial lakes, and Indonesia's highest volcano, while thousands of species such as Sumatran tigers, elephants, and Malayan sanddeer call the forest their home. So our next destination is North America. Our first stop is Statue of Liberty, New York. Roswell says this towering figure welcoming immigrants to the New York harbor is one of her favorites. For us in Europe and so many people around the world, is a symbol of the United States. She says, the statue, a gift from the U.S. Centennial, was built in 10th popular art Nouveau style. The place on a frame designed by Gustave Eiffel, who would soon build his fame tower in Paris. Our next stop is Everglades National Park, Florida. South Florida's massive wetlands preserve a complex ecosystem, sometimes called a river of grass. It also has the largest mangrove forest in the Western Hemisphere. It's a sanctuary for very rare and threatened species, 2 subtropical wilderness reserved on North American continent. Our third stop is Mammoth Cave Park, Kentucky. The world's largest cave system is unnatural for the World's Heritage List, says Rossler. No cave has more types of formation, she says. It's quite exceptional. It shows the stage of the process of the Earth's evolution evolutionary history and the ongoing process. The fourth stop is San Antonio Missions in Texas. A chain of 5 missions reflects how San Antonio once stood for frontier of the Spanish Empire, while Alamano is best known for its role in Texas. Independence and the other missions are equally impressive, showing how the Spanish drew on natural and Native American symbols to bring Catholicism to its colonies. There's quite a linkage to this history, says Rustler. For our last stop, the Redwood National and State Parks in California. These parks are devoted to the tallest living things on Earth and what Rosler calls the most impressive trees in the world. It is quite amazing. When I first saw the redwoods, I would never imagine them so big, she says. There are remnants of a huge forest which existed for 160 million years. This is the last bit, so it's really important we preserve it. So our last destination is South America. Our first stop is Canaima National Park in Venezuela. This vast park in southern Venezuela is a home to a huge array of national wonders. It includes Angel Falls, the Taipu Rock Plateaus, and the forests of Cainouanan Highlands. These spectacular landscapes are home to indigenous tribes, and the most of the park is accessible only by dropping in from helicopter or by canoe. So it's really large, unexplored part of the world. And for our second stop, Easter Island, Chile. Papa Nui to the local Easter Island to everyone else. This mythical island made onto the UNESCO list in 1995, but it has long been a popular destination for those wishing to experience the lore and legend of this unique island and national park. Home to the mind-bending Maui Heads, the island was inhabited by Polynesian society around 3000 AD, who established ritual sites all across Papa Nui, many of which are still there today. And for our third stop is Glacier National Park, Argentina. This immense park is located in southern Argentina, Patagonia, and is home to the famous Perito Moreno Glacier, one of the only glaciers in the world that is still advancing. Feeding onto the logo, Argentino, the Perito Moreno is the area's main tourist attraction. But there are plenty of other glaciers to be admired here too, witnessing the thunderous rupture of the Perito Moreno Glacier is surely one of the most memorable things that you can experience in your lifetime. The fourth stop is Cartagena, Colombia. This Caribbean city in Colombia was listed in 1984, owing to its impressive collection of forts, fortresses, and monuments. The city claims to be the fame its heavily developed military fortifications, which are among the most complex in South America. The port is located strategically on bay. It was one of the finest examples of military architecture of the 15th, 16th, and 17th centuries. Cartagena was also an important point of explorers looking for the New World. The fifth and last stop is the Iguazon National Park in Argentina, Brazil. This national park straddles the border of Argentina and Brazil and is home to one of the world's most spectacular waterfalls. The Iguazu Falls, over 250 waterfalls, crash over the edge of the semi-peculiar opening of the earth, surrounded by the lush jungle that is home to a myriad of wildlife. It's sad to say that this ends our tour. Are there any questions, clarifications, or suggestions? Just let me know, okay? I hope everyone enjoyed and learned something from our trip today. We are going up to the hotel very soon, but first, do make sure to check all of your belongings before we leave. On behalf of AC Tours, I would like to thank all of you for choosing AC Tours to be part of your journey here in Asia, North and South America. I hope to see you again in the future tours. Enjoy the rest of your day here and have a safe trip way back to your home. Once again, this is Anne Michelle, now signing off. Thank you and goodbye.